Another good game played by our guys. You have to be really good to win games in the SEC, and I think we're playing really good baseball right now. So just very pleased with the effort. Guys are really focused. Great ball club in the other dugout, and we're playing really well right now.
Great hand again, Mike. All right, we're going to start with...
All right, thanks.
Start with Greg.
Coach, if you could just talk about the defensive play of your team. It seemed like you guys made a number of impressive defensive plays today.
Yeah, our defense has been good all year, and I think it's really solidified now that we're healthy and we have guys in the same spots every single day. I think that means a lot to the guys. So we have some continuity, we have stability right now, knock on wood. So I think we're playing defense at a very high level.
Center, Will.
What do you think has been, I know that, and you've talked kind of about getting everybody else back in the lineup, but what do you think has specifically helped Carlos get himself back right?
Yeah, I just think it's a matter of time. Hitters hit. I just think it was a matter of time of him finding his stroke, whether it's a leg kick, whether it's how he's seeing the ball. He just found himself again. So at the end of the day, he's a good hitter, and it was only a matter of time, and we're glad he found it just in time.
Good bounce back performance by Adam today. What did you see out of him and the way he pitched?
Yeah, he had more command. He gave up just the 3 hits in 6 innings, had the 3 walks, but that's better than it has been. So to me, the command was better. He got ahead of hitters more so than he has been lately, and when he gets ahead of hitters, he's a tough guy to face.
I think including today, your seniors are hitting over 400 since the start of the LSU series. What have you seen different out of them? Did you sense a greater sense of urgency from them, or are they just playing better?
I think they're playing better. I think there is a sense of urgency, but we've had a sense of urgency for a while once we let some games slip away and we knew that we had very few mulligans left. So I just think it's seniors that are playing really good baseball. I think they're playing probably as good as they have their entire careers here. So I just think it's a combination of finding the best way to prepare them, them working really hard and being smart enough and being the kind of players that can step up when it really matters.
I think you're hitting 322 as a team over the last 8 SEC games, averaging just over 9 runs a game. Is this the kind of offense you envisioned of having in the preseason and before the season?
I mean, I thought we would be an improved offense over last year. I don't know if you can ever predict you'll hit 320 in the SEC. The pitching's just too good, and to average 9 runs a game over an extended period, also something I'm very pleased with. But we want to sustain it. But I thought we would be better in a lot of areas, and just really happy to see guys are getting rewarded for their hard work.
Coach, what's up on the 3rd and 4th innings? In these 2 games, you've had 17 runs and 17 hits combined.
I don't know. I mean, I just think sometimes it's the order flips over. You get to see a guy for the second time. I think that's a big reason why. And data shows these days that each time you face a pitcher, the scales start to tip a little bit towards the hitter. So whether it's the second time through the order, the third time through the order, you have a feel for the fastball, the movement. What's the breaking ball doing? Does he have a third pitch? You get a feel for what this guy is going to do to attack you. So I just think that's a big part of getting to see a guy for a second time.
Looking at that 8th inning when they put together and made it a little bit more of a game, I guess what were they doing well? Is it just a factor of you can't hold a team like that down for long, or the bullpen's a little worn out from the starting pitching not being as sharp?
No, I just think it was a matter of it's a good ball club, and they're going to score their runs, and it's just a matter of they hit some balls and they hit a couple balls really hard. They hit some balls that were ground balls that got through, and then we helped them with a walk here, and we hit a guy there, and just we it's going to happen at some point. You have to weather the storm there. That's why I was pleased that Eddie came in there and kind of weathered the storm, settled it down. We answered with a run that I think got momentum back in our dugout, and then we were able to close it out from there. But when you face an offense that good, at some point they're going to get hot.
You mentioned trying to keep things consistent and keep the offense like that. How do you go about doing that for tomorrow and then into the last, 3 weeks of the season?
You just stay with our routine. We have a routine now that we've kind of settled on as the best way to prepare these guys for games, and so we'll stick with that. At this point, there's no reason to deviate.
Who had the better play defensively today, Adam Hill or Eddie Demarius?
I would say only because Adams was behind the back. I'll give him the degree of difficulty. I think the exit speed on Eddie's ball was much higher, so we'll call it a draw.
What do you envision? I know you had to kind of stretch Carmen and Eddie out a little bit today. What do you envision your bullpen availability to be tomorrow?
We'll have a lot of guys. Eddie only threw 20 pitches. Lawson only threw 8. Sawyer Bridges has not thrown a pitch yet. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody at this point, but we'll have obviously a fresh Cody Morris. We'll be, and Rich Chapman will be on a day's rest, who only threw a few pitches last night. So we'll have plenty of guys that we can give the ball to.
Coach, in this 7 of 8 streak against SEC competition, you guys are scoring and getting hits at a prolific rate. In your background as a head coach, have you ever had a team, not in early season games against maybe lesser competition, but against quality competition, have you ever had a team that's been this hot over a sustained period? And either way, what do you attribute it to? What are keys to this? How's this happening?
I have been a part of some really good programs, obviously, with Tulane. We went on a great stretch where we scored a lot of runs. At Miami, when we won the national championship late in the year, we were scoring runs at a prolific rate. And I think it's just a matter of you learn about your players more as the season goes on. You learn what makes them tick. You learn what to say to this guy. You learn how to prepare that guy. I just think it's a relationship factor where you start to get a feel for what makes guys tick, so you can help them. And then it's them just staying with their process and figuring out what you're trying to get across. At the end of the day, you need good players. You need to understand how to develop them and how to get them at their A game. And then you just hope as the season goes on, you see a team that's progressing and getting better. I've been a part of a lot of programs that have shown me how to do that and accomplish that. And now we're sticking to that blueprint.
Coach, you mentioned this last night talked a little bit about the confidence that the team is playing with. Now that they've won their 3rd straight SEC series, what kind of confidence does this give them now to go into the series finale tomorrow? And how do you kind of maintain that confidence so they don't get too cocky a little bit and they can still play at this level?
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. This is a team now that has earned its confidence, so I don't anticipate it being fragile. We were at a low point and fought our way out, and that's the truest way to get confidence, is to overcome adversity and then have great success like we've had. So we'll stay even keel. We're not going to get too high, just like we didn't get too low when it looked pretty bleak for us. We're not going to get too high. We're going to stay with a good, steady approach, but also an approach where we come out and once you accomplish one thing, the focus immediately goes to the next game.
Carlos had that double play from left where I guess he pretended to lose the ball in the sun. Is that something you guys have rehearsed, or is there something in the scouting report that maybe showed they would be a little bit extra aggressive on the base path to do?
No, we try to teach baseball IQ. We spend a lot of time in this very room trying to teach guys baseball IQ. I can't tell you that we specifically have worked on that play, but Carlos is a ball player, and I think when you repeatedly expose guys to ways to steal outs or get an out there or how to play the game, I think it wears off, and that was a tremendous play by him and Rowe to get that out. Just great baseball players with high baseball IQ, so that's a big part of how you win games.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.